Today on Pro Church Daily, we're talking about the best free gift your church can give to new visitors.
Well, hey there, and welcome to Pro Church Daily, the show where in 10 minutes or less, you'll get your daily dose of tips and tactics to help your church share the message of Jesus while we navigate the biggest communication shift we've seen in the last 500 years. I'm your host, Alex Mills. I'm joined as always by the boss man. It's Brady Shearer, and today we're talking about the best free gift that churches can give to new visitors.
Getting a new visitor to attend your church, Alex, is a monumental task and achievement that should be celebrated. It takes a lot for a family or an individual to attend your church for the first time. And knowing this, it's incumbent upon us as churches and leaders to do everything that we can to capture that individual or family's information when they visit for the first time so that they don't leave never to be heard of again.
Right.
And one way that churches have been doing this or managing or just trying to do this better, is by giving away free gifts. Mm-hmm. And why do churches do this? We do this as an incentive to have a card filled out. The idea is basically this. If you're going to give us your information, your email address, your name, phone number, we want to reward that and incentivize that by returning that value with our own value, and that being the free gift.
Right.
So what types of free gifts have churches traditionally given? Because in this episode of Pro Church Daily, we're going to offer an alternative option that I think is superior in every way.
Yeah.
What have we done up until this point? We give away some music. Maybe it's an album, CD, or a single our church has recorded. Mm-hmm. What's more popular than that? Merchandise. Maybe we give away a mug with our logo on it, or a hat with our logo on it.
We do something really hip at our church. We give away fresh coffee.
Yes. A gift card or something tangible to take away, another option. And these are all great things, but I think there's an even better option that our churches can do. And I don't want to take credit for this. I was actually presenting video announcements for one of our churches last week, and they were doing this. I don't remember what church it was. There are dozens of announcements that I record, but I am stealing it directly from them. Cool. It is an amazing option. And what they did was something pretty simple. Basically, they said, return your connection card, and we want to donate $5 on your behalf to a charity of your choice.
I like that.
The distinction here is not the donation of money, because I've seen this plenty of times before. I've seen churches say, return your Connect card and we'll give a $5 donation to orphans in Africa.
Yeah.
And I've always felt that was a little bit off, because it's like, we're not going to give money to a worthwhile charity unless you give us your information.
Yeah, it's a bit coercive.
I don't like that. But the simple switch from the donation to an individual charity to a donation of your choice, I think is incredibly powerful. And by doing this, I think you can accomplish a number of different things extremely well. The first is this. When you allow your new visitor to return their Connect card and then give them the option of which charity, of a list of pre-approved charities to give to, it invites this new visitor into the act of giving. Now it's not simply transactional. It requires their own volition and their own choice. And it brings them into that act, and now it's their responsibility, and they get to feel autonomous in their choice.
Yeah.
And that's super powerful, just giving your new visitor that choice. The second thing it does is it demonstrates that you are a generous church that is outwardly focused and not inwardly focused. There's nothing inherently wrong with giving away merchandise with your logo on it, but that is saying, hey, we want you to think about our church.
Right.
Whereas when you're giving to others, it demonstrates through action, not just in word, but in deed, that we're a church that cares about others, and we want to put our money literally where our mouth is and prove that to you. When you do this digitally, you can take it to an even greater level.
Yeah.
So if you're using a platform like Nucleus that integrates with MailChimp, or a website that integrates in any way with the email provider, what you can do is have an individual seated in a pew, fill out the digital Connect card, trigger an automatic email, and we have a walkthrough on how to do this in Nucleus that we'll post in the show notes. Trigger an automatic email through MailChimp, and the email can read like this. I actually have some pre-written copy that you can copy and paste. It says, hey, first name, populate that with the person's name. Hey, Alex, this is Brady from Hope Church. Thanks for filling out our I'm New form. Here's what you need to know about Hope Church. We love generosity, and we think one of the best ways to live like Jesus is to give. Knowing this, we'd love to make a $5 donation on your behalf to a charity of your choice. Simply reply to this email with your choice from the list of registered charities below, and we'll make a donation on your behalf. And then I list 4 charities. You can put whichever in that you choose.
Yeah.
I think these are 4 great ones. Number 1, Charity Water. Number 2, Prevent Child Abuse America. Number 3, the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. And number 4, Boys and Girls Clubs of America. I close out the email saying, talk soon, Brady Shearer, pastor of Hope Church. hypothetically. P.S. If you have any questions at all for me, first name, Alex, don't hesitate to ask when you reply to this email. It will be sent directly to me, and I'll make sure to respond as soon as I can.
I love that.
Couple of benefits when you do this digitally. One, you can have it happen instantaneously in service.
Right.
Secondly, and this is a huge one, when you require the individual receiving this email to reply for the $5 donation to take place, one, you're inviting them even more into the act of giving.
Yeah.
And two, if they reply to that email that you send through a service like MailChimp, it's going to guarantee that your email is going to be put in their safe senders list. And the next time you send a promotional email, it's not going to end up in their promotions tab inside of Gmail. It's going to go directly to them. And the other powerful thing about this is now they get to interact directly with the pastor. And it gets to happen on the pastor's time. Like, you don't feel like your time is being stolen because it's in your email. Reply as soon as you can, but on your time.
I could be a little bit biased because I am a pastor, but I feel like that last one you mentioned, how it creates that line of communication, direct communication with the pastor. I feel like that's almost the most important aspect of this whole thing, because I think for first-time visitors, there's often like this barrier between, you know, them and the pastor, especially on a Sunday morning, because the pastor's often very busy and doesn't have a lot of time to connect with everyone in the building at that time. You know, I feel like that there's often this, and so when first-time visitors come, maybe they start interacting with the people around them, maybe they'll talk to the worship leader, but as far as making that connection with the pastor, there isn't often a way that we've created that direct route.
And it can be tough if you're an introvert to like walk up to a pastor in a group of people and try to get their attention. I don't want to do that.
And so some churches have tried to accomplish this by doing like a receiving line when the service is over, where like this is classic like local church move where the pastor will stand at the door and like shake hands as everyone walks out, and that's fine. But instead of like having this awkward receiving line at the end of every service, let's
great to have you, Alex.
Yeah, exactly.
Great
like so nice to
meet you.
Yeah.
Great to have you.
And then like move you out the door.
See you later. Because I got someone behind you.
Yeah. And I think there's a better way, and I think this is an ingenious way to invite someone into that conversation and make that connection almost immediately.
Yeah.
You know, the pastor can get back to that email on Monday. You visited our church yesterday, and you know me already as your pastor, and so that wall, that barrier is broken down, and we can start like growing in relationship way quicker than we could have before.
A lot of churches like the idea of putting their logo on the merchandise, right? Because it feels like, man, now our brand is going to be expanded. But all branding is what other people think of you. Mm-hmm. It's not a logo mark put on a can or a mug. The brand that you create when you show to a new visitor and allow them to give based on their own volition and their own choice, the brand that you create in that individual's mind is so much more powerful than a logo on merchandise, because it shows we're a giving church. It shows you care. And because of that first-time interaction, you are going to make a real imprint on this person because you've spoken with them and communicated with them directly. So the key takeaways from this: one, you want to give a $5 donation, but the key is allow the individual, the new visitor or family, to choose where it goes. Now, I would still create a pre-approved list of registered charities that your church loves and is willing to give to. Get 3, 4, 5 and put them in that note. Second, do it digitally so that you can allow this to happen instantaneously, so you can get and improve your email deliverability, and so you can create that interaction and communication with your leadership team. Right. If you're a church of 250 or less, like 80+% of churches are, I would have this email go directly to the pastor. If you're a much bigger church, maybe it becomes a little more difficult, especially if you have a ton of new visitors. In that case, you can have a different ministry leader. But I think for most churches, you want that going to the lead pastor. Yeah. And any other big takeaways? We have a walkthrough for how to do this on Nucleus directly, because it's directly integrated. Of course, you can do this with any website platform. Doesn't have to be Nucleus, but that is directly integrated there.
I love this.
I would love to see more churches start doing this. I think it's a huge improvement on the Connect Card new gift thing. I've been trying to figure this out for years. I've never found one that I thought was great. Big ups to this church that I stole it from.
That shall go unnamed because we don't know the name.
I appreciate it. We should track them down.
Yeah.
That'll do it for today's episode of Pro Church Daily. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for watching today's episode of Pro Church Daily. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you never miss another video. Turn on notifications. That way, you'll always be alerted.
And if you like this video, it'd mean the world to us if you give it a thumbs up.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.